My entitled sister abandoned her 3 children, so I raised them. Years later, they offer me money as a thank you, but she demands it. My sister Tina was always the one who got everything handed to her. Growing up, she was the pretty one, the fun one, the one my parents never said no to. I was the responsible one who got good grades and stayed out of trouble. Tina got pregnant at 19, then again at 21, then again at 23. 3 different dads, none of them sticking around. And honestly, I didn't judge her for that. Life happens. What I judged her for was what came next. When her youngest was barely 2, Tina showed up at my apartment at 11 p.m. on a Tuesday. She had all 3 kids with her. Her oldest was 7, the middle one was 5, and the baby was still in diapers. She had 2 garbage bags full of their clothes and a look on her face I'll never forget. She said she met someone, a guy named Paul who was moving to Arizona for work. He didn't want kids, he wanted her, and she wanted him. I asked her what she expected me to do with 3 kids. She said it would only be for a few months, just until she got settled. She'd send money, she'd call every week, she promised. Then she kissed each of them on the forehead, told them to be good for Auntie, and walked out my door. The oldest, a girl named Sophie, didn't cry. She just stared at the door like she was waiting for it to open again. The middle one, a boy named Wes, asked if this was a sleepover. The baby, Ivy, was already asleep in my arms. That first night, I put them all in my bed and slept on the floor next to them. I had no idea what I was doing. I was 26, single, working as an administrative assistant, making barely enough to cover my own rent. Now I had 3 kids. Tina didn't send money. She called twice in the first month, then once the next month, then nothing. Her number got disconnected. I found out through our cousin that she and Paul were living in some apartment complex in Scottsdale. She posted pictures on Facebook of her at pool parties and restaurants. No mention of her kids. I went to our parents for help. My mom said she was too old to raise more children. My dad said Tina would come back eventually. They sent $200 and that was it, so I figured it out. I switched to a night shift at a call center because it paid more and I could be home during the day. I found a daycare that offered sliding scale fees. I learned how to braid Sophie's hair by watching YouTube videos at 2 a.m. I learned that Wes had night terrors, and the only thing that helped was letting him sleep with the hallway light on and the radio playing softly. I learned that Ivy was allergic to strawberries when her face swelled up and I had to rush her to urgent care. The first year was brutal. I cried in the shower almost every night. I ate ramen and boxed mac and cheese so the kids could have actual meals. I sold my car and took the bus because I couldn't afford insurance and gas and diapers all at the same time. But we made it work. Sophie started calling me mom by accident one day. She corrected herself immediately, face going red, apologizing like she'd done something wrong. I told her she could call me whatever she wanted. She chose mom. Wes took longer. He was angry for years. He'd ask when his real mom was coming back. I never lied to him. I said I didn't know. When he was around 10, he stopped asking. Ivy never really knew Tina. To her, I was always just mom. Sometimes she'd ask why she didn't look like me, and I'd explain that families come in different shapes. She accepted that the way kids accept most things when they're young. Years passed. I met someone, a guy named Rob who worked at the same call center. We dated for 3 years before he proposed. He adopted all 3 kids officially when we got married. Sophie walked me down the aisle because I didn't want my dad to do it. Tina resurfaced a few times over the years. She'd send a birthday card with no money inside. She'd comment on photos I posted saying how big they'd gotten, how proud she was. She never asked to see them. She never offered to help. When Sophie was 15, Tina showed up at our house unannounced. She was single again, living back in our home state, working at a nail salon. She wanted to reconnect with her kids. Sophie refused to see her. Wes told her to leave. Ivy hid in her room. I told Tina she couldn't just show up after 8 years and expect them to welcome her with open arms. She called me a kidnapper, said I'd turned her kids against her. She threatened to get a lawyer. Nothing came of it. She didn't have the money for a lawyer, and legally she'd abandoned them. I had guardianship documents, medical records, school enrollment papers going back years. She had nothing. She left again. We didn't hear from her for another 6 years.